Hello everyone and welcome to State of the Realm, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast. Just as a reminder, this show is on a Friday, the next show will be on a Friday, and expect the Tuesday-Friday schedule to go back and forth over the next several weeks, but luckily we have several topics lined up, and this one was an easy one. Live Letter 55, the trailer for patch 5.1. We're going to be going over all the news that came out of that. But to do that, we're going to need some people to talk about it. I'm one of your hosts, Michael, Mr. Happy Poverone. Of course, joining me is Slyh, aka Slythefox, aka Slyh, aka Greyfox, aka my boy Blue. How you doing? I know. Just
yeah, I gotta get used to the fucking setup. I'm good. Because I have Discord over here on my web browser, and I'm like, wait, that's just the Reddit.
I thought you were delaying because you heard the bird. That's not because of that. And speaking of the bird, we have our very own Beastmaster, bird and dog specialist over here, who is finally getting out of bed.
Oh my goodness.
Even though he clearly is not ready to be out of bed. We have Ethys here.
Yeah, they did some serious work in the morgue to get me ready for today.
Yeah, the makeup looks good.
Thanks.
The fake beard and everything they put back on after they pulled you out.
Yeah, the glow's pretty good. It might end up melting under the light a little bit. You might see one of my eyes fall out. But other than that,
well, it is Halloween for us in the States soon, so spooky.
That's true. I'm feeling really. I've lost 15 kilos in the last week. I'm feeling really spooky. I'm ready to.
What's that convert to in pounds?
30 pounds.
Oh Jesus! You were only 40 pounds to begin with, though. That's a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the name of that fucking diet?
Yeah, I'm looking.
It's called the be unable to eat anything except out of a straw diet.
It's called salmonella. You should try it.
Is that next to the Atkins diet?
Yeah, I think. What? I guess.
They're like the polar opposites of one another. Just like these
are
your options.
Guys.
Hey, you beat Eden. Well, you may have got salmonella, but at least you got a shirt. Now you need an I beat That's salmonella true. Shirt. I beat Pax.
I haven't earned that one. I haven't earned that one yet.
Well, you'll get it sooner or later.
What do you think? They're good. They're good, aren't they?
Yeah, it looks good. I'm jealous.
Yeah, you should be.
I would ask how you're doing, but the answer is terrible. So
terrible. Bronchitis on top of it.
Yeah,
but I got my green juice, so I'm good.
I've got coffee, so I'm good.
I've got beer and tea.
It's a weird combination, but we'll be talking about tea later anyway, so that works out.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. So, gentlemen, live letter. Thank goodness. We needed it so bad. We were starved for anything. We are going to take 3.5 minutes to watch the trailer here in just a minute or two. But before we do that, first of all, would like to say thank you to our sponsor, SteelSeries, for sponsoring the show as they do every week. They do giveaways every week, so if you're watching this on Twitch, go to the YouTube comment section or go to the YouTube description, enter the giveaway there. It's free stuff. And if you want to buy SteelSeries, you guys know the drill. !SteelSeries in the chat or on the YouTube video. It's in the description as well. Another thing, the patron list at top right, there are 2 people who emailed me that needs updating. I got your emails, but it's been a hell of a week. So just want to let you know that I heard you and it'll be fixed for next week's episode. Now with that, before we play the trailer, thoughts?
Ethys, you're the guest. I'll let you go first.
It was really cool. There was way more focus on Hades and less on the MSQ. But the couple of shots we didn't get of the MSQ was all right, okay. Estinian with that Nidhogg flavored Dragoon LB3. At least that's what it seems to be. And I haven't gone through I don't think it is Stardiver. It looks like the Dragonfire dive. But it's got, you can see there's one shot where you can actually see Nidhogg's face, sort of spectral Nidhogg instead of the Midgard Zomra that we get, which is pretty cool. and I can't tell what he's using it on. But was that like an Ultima or a Proto Ultima?
Looked like an Ultima weapon copy.
Yes, I'm kind of wondering here if like Gaius hasn't seen some opportunity or some like need with the Emperor dead to sort of press against Xenos for the throne.
I hope so. I want Gaius in control of Garlemald.
Yeah, so it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, we'll get a little bit more into that because there's no doubt that the trailer is going to be a constant, like we're constantly going to be referring back to the trailer as we go through the notes for the translation. Sly, what did you think? Because you've just got into Nier Automata this week. You've just gone through your A ending from what I recall from our conversation, and on top of that, you know, there's some other exciting things in there. What do you think? He doesn't care, but he's good.
Yeah. There's a lot of quality of life that seems really good. PvP actually sounds interesting.
Talk about the trailer specifically, because now you're getting
the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer.
I was talking about the.
No, see, you're getting too excited, Sly. So you're.
No, I'm talking about the whole live layer
as a whole. You're ready to pounce.
I'm talking about the live layer as a whole, but the trailer looks good. The best part for me was the ending, like the end where we heard the time stop and we kind of knew what was going down, and then bam.
Tea time, baby.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into that because I'm hoping tea becomes the go-to for the epic of Alexander.
You've been trying really hard.
I really want it to be tea time. I want it really bad. So, or just tea, but tea time, as Chad is calling it, is definitely my preferred. Yeah, I was pretty hyped. That was my second favorite trailer behind 4.4, which I think, and not including expansion trailers, because Shadowbringers expansion trailer was phenomenal. It's hard to compare the patch trailers to the expansion trailers. So with that, I think we should probably shut our mics off and just watch it for the next 4 minutes or so. All right, let me get this up on the screen. All right, gentlemen, mute your mics. And everyone, if you haven't seen the trailer yet, enjoy.
On the far shore of the Source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Numo chose to make their home there soon after. It is said that none in all of Norvrand is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul. Everything we told you, of the Source, the Shards, the 7 Umbral Calamities, all of it is true. Were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrand would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of 4-3 and the Sin Eaters.
Accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward.
Instead of saving your friends, you risk damning them. Are you sure you're willing to take that chance?
Given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Sure what I think of this gift of yours.
I would not soon throw my life away. Not after the lengths you and yours went to save it.
All right, gentlemen. Man, do I love watching that. I don't know what else to really say. I have a good time consuming said trailer. At the end there, I gotta listen to the Primal's remix of Rise again, because it still sounds a little bit different than the Primal's remix I remember.
They do the Primal's remix in Twinning.
Well, I mean, no, we have a Primal's remix of Rise too, like directly of Rise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't. I got to re-listen to it because for some reason it doesn't sound exactly as I remember. But it's, I mean, they're using the Primal's version. We already heard the Primal's version of Locus, which we'll talk about later there. But I need all of that in my life like now. So, I mean, there's not really much more to do than to just dive into it, I suppose. So,
let's do it.
We'll go through the unofficial translations provided by Discord and apply anything trailer related as we go. Obviously, there's some things not in there, not talked about in depth that the trailer obviously felt very, very important to cover. So for anyone wondering, we use the unofficial translation over on the Reddit Discord. If you go to Final Fantasy XIV's Reddit, click Discord at the top. There's a translations and live letter channel in which Aluna and Miuna, which, you know, I always enjoy saying, provided a bunch of on-the-spot translations as well as a bunch of updates to it after the fact. So thank you to them for their hard work. Always appreciate
Thank you so much.
Live translations, and would highly recommend if you guys are ever looking for a source on that. Anytime there's a live letter, they're a great option. So with that, we got the trailer first and foremost, and then they went over all the stuff we already knew from the previous live letter. Now we can take that opportunity to kind of break down the trailer. New main scenario quest is the first one. Now, Ethys, you specifically made mention that there was more of a focus on the EX trial than there was of the main scenario. Do you think that that's deliberate at this point? They just don't want us to know anything at all?
Yeah. I mean, they've given us like almost nothing other than that we're crossing the other side of the source, the lake, not like the source. The
worst
the
naming
shard
convention of all time. That bit me in the ass the other day at 6 a.m. when I was trying to record something.
Right. Yeah. So as part of like the Lakeland Kingdom, I guess there's a big sort of palace over there, which is what the MSQ dungeon is going to be. That belong to the elders, and apparently there's still someone over there that can help us with our problem with the Scions having their souls trapped here. That's the idea, anyway.
Yeah, I imagine that's the focus. All this soul talk is almost definitely about trying to return the Scions to the source. I don't see any other reason to really explore. Maybe we'll learn something about the Warrior of Light and our connections to the Convocation along the way. But that's a road we'll cross when we get to it. For me, the creepiest part of the MSQ teaser is our little friend over in Amarang, because every time I see him, I see Tesleen, and this doesn't look like this new situation is doing much better for him that he's in right now.
You think it's going to end horribly?
I think everything
I'm
involving
thinking?
that kid is going to end horribly. I'm wondering if we're going to see the light he's surrounded by. I guess I can't tell if that's similar light.
The transformation?
Yeah, like like if he's finally succumbing to it. Because even though we removed the light from the sky, it's not like the Sin Eaters don't exist anymore. You know? So
right.
he, no matter what, I mean, what happened to him happened to him. And I wonder if those infected are still at risk of becoming Sin Eaters, or if that's something more innocent with him that's happening. It's a red red herring.
Innocence?
That's a good question.
No, not that. Not like that. That was an unintentional.
He's gonna be a light one?
I mean, maybe. Who
Wait,
knows?
that's
Maybe
my
he does.
question. That's my question. Is light required for transformation into a light warden or Sin Eater?
Yeah. I mean, well, umbral ether is like lots of umbral ether.
We did know that we did know that Ellentill wanted to create warriors of light.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, it seems as if we've like removed the Ascian interests in Novran for the moment, but that's not necessarily the case. And it's possible that like someone could be trying to make new light wardens, or keep things rolling.
Well, we did see Ellentill specifically said he wanted to keep us occupied in Novran.
Yeah.
And so while they may not be interested in that in itself, keeping us there with some sort of blight is certainly at least in his potential wheelhouse. So I'm curious. Every time I see that kid, I see horror. So what's his name again? I feel like I know it, but I feel like I don't remember. H, I think. Chat will remind us. Chat's good about fixing our mistakes. They're good. Yeah, I did begin with an H. Holdrick. I remember that. I remembered H and I and T, but he's not hit from Dragon Ball, so I couldn't figure out. That's what I was. Okay. That's what I was thinking. So I got the H and the I right at the very least. Okay, so keep him in mind because he's going to be a big deal. Other than that, I mean, the Grand Cosmos, a new Mo is living there, which weird to see him stray so far from the new Mo of Ilmeg.
I mean, the new Mo of Ilmeg just kind of like hung out there because they were like too scared to go anywhere else, I guess. And because like they saw themselves as the servants of Vobert, they wanted to like protect the Vobertite legacy in the ruins, I guess.
Yeah, so I guess I wonder if there's any interest in Vobert. I wonder if he went there for something to see what, maybe for the same reasons we did. Maybe he thinks the Vobert souls can do something with the Sin Eaters or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we got Dulia trying to give us advice, which fuck that. I don't trust the Chais and their advice.
No, I was like,
you still don't think the Chais have kind of redeemed themselves?
I think they're trying.
Not even redeemed. Sure, they're definitely trying, but like they should be in prison.
And now it looks like they're practically the head
along with everyone else in Yulmore.
And it sounds like he's just trying to like defend himself for not being in prison. He's like, listen, guys, we've all just got to move on, like we all fucked up, maybe some of us more than others. But at the end of the day, like, we just got to like not put the Chais in prison and just.
And even worse, it practically looks like the Talos are starting to have some negative reactions to some things. I have a feeling that cut of those scenes is probably a red herring. Of the Talos seemingly approaching the Yulmorans in an aggressive manner.
I would be surprised if we see like a Yulmoran revolution.
I mean, they all
to go back to the old ways.
Yeah.
Not necessarily to go back to the old ways. Not necessarily. Well, the old ways was very militant. But not so much go back to the old ways. Yeah, as like. Holds the Yulmorans up in their tower responsible for all the shit that they've put everyone else in Khuja through.
They're all complicit. They all
Yeah,
they all willingly
Yeah.
partook in all that, and then
Agreed.
they're like, "Oh man, we didn't know. We knew, but we didn't know."
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the people from the slums, like taking control and wanting to throw all of those wankers off the tower.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. And some people in the chat are going, they were mind controlled.
No, they
weren't mind controlled. I think
No,
close.
they
I think
weren't.
they still were making decisions. They're still very aware of what happened, of what they've done after the fact. They were mind controlled at the very end, absolutely, where they were being used as human shields. But not before that. They were 100% complicit in going to Yulmore and being a part of its society.
And they've Yulmore society, and they've admitted that.
Yeah. So they we can't absolve them of what they've done. It's just not gonna happen. What else was there main scenario wise? I mean, Exarch doing his thing, but we never know when he's telling the whole truth. He starts talking to people about the source and the first and all the shards existing.
Well, here's the thing: when he says everything I told you is true, I'm like,
no, it's not.
why do you have to say that? Like, I thought I knew that everything you told me was true. Like, am I gonna? I made like several videos on how things that you told us changed what we thought of as the truth. Are you telling me that I fucked up? Like, we're gonna have to.
It's not everything he's
again?
telling us. It's everything he's omitting.
Well, it's more when someone's like, "Look, you can trust me, all right? Okay, you can trust me. You know I would never lie to you." You suddenly kind of like, why are you saying that?
Well, he's not saying. I don't think
but-
he's saying that to us. I think he's telling someone who otherwise is oblivious to the whole shards and Zodiark and Hydaelyn and all that.
Right.
He doesn't need to tell us that other shards exist. Yeah, we got that, buddy. We've been to two other ones other than the source at this point. I think we understand how it works. We just didn't summon 2 raid bosses and travel in a giant tower 200 years into the past into another dimension like you did. But I think we understand the basis of it. Just a matter of who he's telling, if he's telling anyone of import, I suppose. But there's all those to pull away, and they don't tell us anything at the end of the day. Because then you take everything back on the source with Xenos. We see him enveloped in darkness, which is telling because it looks like it's literally seconds after the last scene we saw. His face is still covered in blood. His previous dead body is behind him. I couldn't see Varys, but it was probably because he was blocking him. So I don't know what's going on with that, but he's becoming a bigger and bigger problem. And then we have Gaius reloading his gun in his weapon. And we have Estinian fighting, as you noted earlier, what appears to be an Ultima weapon of some kind.
I mean, Gaius would have been crazy not to make some blueprints, right?
But then why is Estinian attempting to destroy it? Or at least it appears to destroy it.
Probably because, again, maybe Gaius is like trying to take this opportunity to seize the Empire.
But wouldn't that be... I mean, I guess Estinian is kind of the one to be hesitant on that prospect, but I'm more... I don't know that I'm buying that Estinian is turning on it because of something Gaius did. I'm wondering if that thing's going to suck away his Nidhogg juice and be fueled by it.
Well, it couldn't have the heart of Sabik.
Doesn't mean
Unless
they
it
didn't find
does.
something else. It's
Unless
not
it
like,
does.
listen, I think we've encountered a certain entity that lets us know there's plenty of rocks out there that got some special effects.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So whatever Nidhogg juice he's still got left over from his days of old, I wonder if you don't like the term Nidhogg juice. Listen, this is what you're getting, all right? It's Nidhogg juice. He doesn't
Just stop.
He doesn't have a lot left. He doesn't have a lot left, but he's got some juice.
He's gonna squeeze it out.
Yeah. Nidhogg
Squeeze out the last
concentrate.
couple drops.
He's got some Nidhogg concentrate. No pulp.
Y'all both are fucking terrible. I just want you to know that.
I'm glad you included him. That was my goal, was to make him complicit.
Terrible.
It's okay. So just as usual with main scenario, a couple of red herrings, some big question marks, and much looking forward to what will be unveiled there. New beast tribe. We already know it's the Pixies in particular.
I thought that was interesting.
Why?
That it was the Pixies as opposed to the Fae.
Are you including the
including
and the Foth?
Like the Fae collectively would be, the Pneumo, the Amara.
Well, we know the Pneumo is a
Pixies.
separate beast tribe quest. We've known that since the live letters. I mean the fan fests.
Well, we didn't know they were a separate beast tribe quest. We knew that they were being presented as a separate beast tribe.
That's not, when they say new beast tribes. It's usually which things they're going to make separate quests. So that was my. I predicted the Pneumo would be first. I was wrong with that guy. Slyh won the Slyh Jesus on that one with saying it would be the pick.
But if we're getting 3 again,
yeah,
it means we're not going to be spending any time in the Tempest.
no problem with the Sahagins. No, the third one should be the dwarfs in that rundown little hunk of shit that they have for the exiled ones. What's it called again? The town east of Tamra? No, not Tamra.
Yeah.
Tamra is fine. I've slept in their beds. That's fine. The one to the east of
They're not
Tamra.
exiled. They're just a different tribe.
Yeah, but they're assholes.
Are they?
No, they're
They
not.
kind of seem the same.
We don't really get to interact with them at all. They just have a much shittier Tamra.
There's a couple of quests that take you over there, and they're just they're exactly the same, but they dress like slightly differently.
It's still a shithole.
But Ethys, going back to what you were saying, that it should have been the entire Fae collective.
Yeah,
I kind of disagree. With you on that. Maybe I'll give you 3/4 of that, because we're not going to interact with the Fuath on a good term.
They're evil. They're really
no.
bad.
I just think it would have been interesting.
It would have been interesting.
Maybe
but
we will as part of the
impossible.
other 2 quests. We aren't there. We aren't going to get some alone time with the Foth to try and understand them. They're too evil spirited in their
Right.
core. They don't play nice. But apparently the Pixies do, because we're getting a playground for the Pixie quests.
Yo, Candyland was my jam back in the day.
It's
Let's
literally
fucking go,
Candyland.
boys.
This is
fucking
creepy
go,
though.
boys.
Like
It's very
when
creepy.
when you take this in the context of the Pixies being, as far as we know, made out of the souls of dead children,
Mhm.
and we're creating this. I don't even know how to describe it. This like
Just say Candyland.
Fantasyland.
yeah, but it's far more like nefarious than that, isn't it?
Well, I mean, do
It's
you
really creepy.
think they took like Yulmoran soldiers and turned them into like the Spriggan cookies and the swings and everything?
Probably.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, there's not a lot of shrubbery here. I feel like there's probably a few
Yeah.
Yulmorans they could have brought over from the encounter.
It's like this weird sort of Twilight Zone as well. Like, we don't know where it is. It looks like the weather never changes. It's always bright and sunny, and
It
Windows
looks to
XP
me like, you know how they give us the illusions when we first get there, even though we're still like we're still seeing Ilmeg, properly. I assume it's like that, where it's a mental playground in all reality. I wonder if it ties in the trailer to that. There was an area kind of shrouded in darkness with the Pixies for the quest, and I wonder if that area becomes the playground in a sense.
It's also just like really sterile. Like, there's like a roller coaster that doesn't move, and like the swings are all just like completely rigid, like they don't actually swing. And it's like some psychopath has like seen a drawing of a children's playground and is like, yeah, I'll make that, but has no understanding of how any of it actually operates. And it's just
That sounds like a very Pixie-esque thing, as they are children's souls.
yeah, definitely. It's just fucking creepy, isn't it?
I really liked it, and apparently we can go there with friends later.
Oh god.
I'm actually just kind of appreciative. It feels like they're putting a little bit more effort into creating visually some like small areas for us to visit, in addition to, I guess, areas that are already completed. They're smaller, but they're, I guess I don't really know the right word to describe it. It's just nice to get a new area, I suppose, and for it to, as creepy or not, for it to be, I guess, something really unique compared to the areas that are available in the game. Even where we go to do Eden Normal, like, I'm pretty appreciative of that little hub and the evolving, elements of that. So but now
he's items.
Is it gonna set the expectation that the other beast tribes might have like these weird little areas like this?
I would hope not.
You don't want a creepy playground with what do the new Mo playground look like? Just be a bunch of Vobertians.
Yeah, the new Mo like wouldn't necessarily be a playground. It'd be more like their home in Ilmeg, so it'd just be a lot of mushroom houses.
Just a bunch of kennels.
It'd be a bunch of kennels. Y'all are fucking terrible.
Dog park.
Well, they are.
Yeah, they are. No, man.
Y'all are fucking terrible.
Dude, it's gonna be really awkward when a bunch of Lalafels are playing on the playground. And nothing works. Just people are gonna be like, well, potatoes don't have souls, so they can't make the rides work.
Ah.
There you go.
I see.
Makes perfect sense. Either way, we also found that we confirmed that Beast Tribe Mount is the Porksy, and it has a suck emote for whatever reason. Just has
that Porksy does a big suck.
It does do a big suck.
It's big suck.
It's pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. It was a really small Porksy too. So I can't wait to see the Rogadin one.
It's a pretty big Porksy, actually. That would have taken a lot of clay.
Oh, God, you're reminding me of how these things work in the Pixie. We just keep digging deeper and deeper into how messed up Ilmeg is.
It's fucking weird, dude. It's a ride.
Yeah, and the ride doesn't move.
No.
It's scary. Oh, man. The new 24, man, something we've seen plenty of and know just as little about. We got a good tease of that in the trailer. We got to see a few more of the bosses, the giant android from the teaser, the actual like title screen for Your Hard Dark Apocalypse, who appears to actually be the final boss. Yeah, the Goliath.
Yeah.
Do you think he's the last boss, or do you think he's like the first boss?
I mean, do they give us flight units?
We saw what the first boss was.
Yeah, that's true. We did. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I forgot when
So he's gonna be the last one.
Yeah, I figured. I see. I originally thought the factory boss, like the actual like triple arms with like rotating with the dildo hanging from the ceiling. I thought he was gonna be the last boss initially, but no, this guy.
It'll be the second or third, I guess.
Yeah.
If they do make the Goliath the last boss, do we get flight units? Because
the flight unit will be an active time event.
Probably, because apparently from the trailer we actually do use pods to float down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is pretty cool.
Yeah,
we've got Mr. Legs. We've got the near equivalent of Slenderman. We've got GLaDOS 2.0. We've got the Goliath and I can't remember. Oh, and the tank. Those are the four bosses.
Tank.
Yeah, the tank
part.
I personally think people are expecting like way too much in terms of like near inspired mechanics. You know,
we saw the orbs.
In terms of,
the orbs are there.
Yeah, but I mean, like in terms of the flight suits and having like a mini game associated with them or whatever. I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think so.
I think a lot of people are expecting to see the opera boss they really want to see the opera boss right from the get go. That's the number one.
Right.
That is the number one recommended boss I've seen is the opera boss.
That would be really cool. That's a fun boss.
Yeah, it was.
I don't doubt we'll see it at some point.
Did we see 9S in that section of the trailer?
Most people are fairly convinced that's 9S. Yes. If not an equivalent of some kind. But knowing Yoko Taro and what the point of 9S was, which you'll eventually, you'll learn about all that.
Because
Sly.
According to the I guess the footage that we saw later in the live letter, the android we're with is named 2P.
Yes.
Right. And 2P is not even in Nier Automata.
No, she is a reference to Soul Calibur 6. She was the alternate skin, although even this version's a little different from the alternate skin.
Yeah.
And Yoko Taro just really liked that people really liked 2P, and he wanted to do more with 2P.
But it's literally just like a palette swap 2B.
Yeah, because it stands for second player.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm cool with that. He was just really into how much people loved 2P and Soul Calibur. They're like, oh, everyone's all hype about 2B. I'm all about that 2P. And he's like, me too. And so now
cool.
She's being added canonically as the, I have a feeling by the time this is all over, this is going to directly tie into Nier Automata.
Yeah.
So 2P will be retroactively the first Final Fantasy XIV character in a Soul Calibur game.
No, it's the other way around. You gotta go sequentially. You can't flip it around to fit the narrative.
Yeah, you can, because that's what Yoko Taro does, right? Retroactively, 2P is confirmed as Final Fantasy Soul Calibur crossover. Here you go.
It's not how that's gonna work. That's not.
But that's literally how it works. It's a retroactive crossover.
I'm moving on. This doesn't work.
How does that not work? Chat, tell me I'm right. Come on.
Tell me I'm right.
If he's wrong. Tell me I'm right. Tell me I'm right, or I'll come over there and kick you in the head. Okay?
Alexander says yes.
There you go.
Alexander says yes.
There we go.
No lies
go.
detected.
I'm right, though.
No. You're retroactively right.
That's the only kind that matters.
Oh, yeah. If you say so, buddy. You're sick. I'll let you have this one.
I'm just delirious. Ignore it.
Retroactively using the transitive property.
Mm.
That's what chat's got for you. There's one more thing. Oh, they said that they didn't show us the rewards, but they did say that what we expect to get we'll probably get, which means to me 9S and 2B or 2P armor. That seems like the obvious two things most people are looking at. Listen, man, if I can fight Alexander in a bikini, then this is armor. All right.
All right.
Well, see, he agrees.
I was waiting. He slept in.
Well, he's awake now.
Jeez.
He had to wake up to retroactively disagree with you. Don't die. There's the mic mute. Oh man. All right, well, while he's coughing up a storm, as long as I don't see him disappear out of frame and hit the floor, then we're okay. Okay. New main scenario dungeon. We know that's the Grand Cosmos. We talked about that when we talked about the main scenario dungeon. So Slyh, unless you have something to add for that. Some people are comparing it to a scene from Nier. One the ballroom scene. The original one, not Automata. The original.
God, I had to go back.
There's a lot of, it's a pretty big cliche, the whole ballroom of souls thing. That doesn't belong to Nier, but one can't help but notice, and this patch in particular, it's pretty interesting for them to happen so close to one another.
Right.
Yeah. What new extreme trial? Now they spent a lot of time showing Hades EX. I was pretty surprised. Let's see, we got 3.5 minutes. Let's make it a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks really cool though.
Yeah.
So we got a few questions. Slyh, I'll start with you.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think this fight is? Because they said it was going to be really long, so long, in fact, with all the cutscenes.
They're giving us 2 tokens.
It drops 2 tokens per kill when normally EX primals, which on average last 8 to 9 minutes, drop 1. So I'm guessing between all the transitions on a straight kill with no breaks, it's probably close to 13 minutes.
Now I have a question about this because this could set a precedent. If it's 2 tokens, do they increase the weapon to 20 instead of 10? If so, from here on,
if they do that, if they're gonna raise the tokens to 2
there's
because
no
it's
point.
long, double the amount, there's no point.
Okay. 2, does it set a precedent for future EX primals or trials to lower the tokens?
I think they're setting the precedent. If they ever want to do this again, they now have a reasonable sample to look at. Because if this is popular enough to warrant ever doing it again, they have a winning formula. If people hate it, then they won't do it again. So I think they're testing the water with making EXs more cinematic and more and longer and more involved.
Let's answer your original question. God, it can't be anywhere near like what ultimate length. Can't be anywhere.
Listen, for
of course
some
it
reason,
can. Why can't it?
Close.
It could easily be ultimate length. Why
15
not?
minutes. It could 100% be fit. It's 7 minutes per half. That's
I
assume there'll be a checkpoint in the middle. Is the thing. I'm fairly confident there'll be a checkpoint.
All right, so they decided they were going to shy away from doing checkpoints again in Savage.
Yeah.
Right.
Just because of the pain for reclears. So why are you confident that they'll do checkpoints for an extreme?
Because they never decided to double our book rewards in Savage.
Okay. It'd be hard without a checkpoint. It would get pretty spicy.
Yeah, I think I'm actually really curious because if it's this long and it has a checkpoint, I mean, it's going to lower the clear rates. It's going to end up giving people more grief than Shinryu EX farming did, because the longer people have to be together in an instance, the more variance there is in like the experience from beginning to end, the lower the clear rates usually are. And EX is not like a low clear rate content, but I foresee this not being popular past the first clear for a lot of people.
Oh, so if normal has a checkpoint, apparently,
the
story mode fight has a checkpoint, then I guess it does stand to reason.
Yeah. That's a big part of my reasoning, because it's already there. And I don't know about you, but I feel like Slyh and I talked a lot about, will they cut the first phase in short or cut it in half or remove it? Or will they, like, we thought they had to compromise and get rid of stuff because of how long the normal trial can be in recent weeks. And it seems they've just gone the other way of doubling the reward to make sure it kind of maintains its story level of epicness, but as a more difficult encounter.
Right.
I think that's great. That's really exciting.
Yeah, all the mechanics people wanted to see in an EX version of should be present.
I wish they'd done that with Innocence as well, honestly. I reckon that would have been awesome.
Yeah, because the first phase is pretty lame in Innocence. Not that they couldn't have done more. I think there was more to work with.
Yeah, they could have made it more interesting.
Yeah, but people say you can make the Knights and Thornton more interesting for the eventual ultimate, and I'm like, no. You can't make them interesting enough. You can't make me care. You can't make them interesting enough.
I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, the Hades is gonna be long. We saw a bunch of new stuff in that trailer. They showed us almost nothing while showing us a ton of shit at the same time. I don't know how they do it, but seeing the Amarat style arena as opposed to the Cauldron that we're used to, I wish they'd retroactively change the original to be like that. But if it has more relevance to the encounter here than it did then. But that was a wonderful
Minstrel's Ballad.
Yeah,
it makes sense that there's a lot of Amarat regions. Yeah, and was it a mechanic or was it an ad where we were seeing the Amaratine? Yeah, I don't know if it was supposed to be like Hyphlodius or anyone in particular, but I thought that was interesting.
I think they were just.
Isn't that the transition though?
Yeah, I think it is. No, I think it's. Yeah. I think he just. I guess we don't really know, because the way the trailer is ordered, they show just a bunch of stuff from the first phase, but it ends with him stabbing himself to, turn into giant Hades. And it's about determining the order they show it, because it might be the last thing you do before the transition, but it might not actually be the transition.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. like the transition ad phase, like where you had to fight all the Amoritines before before the second phase.
Yeah. Most likely. Yeah, there was like Amoritines with like meteor markers that were like they were like pointing meteor markers to the ground, and then there was like a super Amoritine that like summoned a bunch of donut AoEs and did a bunch of, you know, raid-wide damage. We also saw some stuff in the live preview. We saw the double Proteans, most likely, with the the waves going out. There was also he goes back and forth with the two AoEs. He does it on two opposite sides and he swings to the
kind of figured that would be a thing.
Yeah, that seemed like a guess a lot of people had, but there's still a ton of questions about what EX will do different. It looks to be fun. They said it was closer to Shinryu difficulty, not Thornton, which I think is reasonable, but the length might not make it feel entirely that way.
I think another thing about the fight, we're probably going to have to pay really close attention in terms of positioning to the markers on the ground. If you notice the design on the ground, the Venn diagrams, that's going to play
useful arena aspect from normal mode is recognizing that those are perfect representations of the AoEs that come down.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they spent so much time showing it, because it's I needed to see that. I needed to see some content. All right, and that was certainly some content. I just hope more people get back into EX trials. I still want to go back to Innocence and Titania and finish my 99 totems on each, or get them out beforehand. I like those fights enough to be able to farm them. I don't have much issue repeating those fights like 5-10 times a week. You know, it takes like an hour to do like 5 to 6 clears.
Yeah, I guess if you're not just like sitting down and smashing out 99 in a couple of days.
No, I'm not Fold, who has like 600 Susano tokens. I don't know why he did it.
God, Fold, Jesus,
just so he could throw some out. Yeah. Then we got new Ultimate Raid, which. It was obvious. We all guessed it ages ago. Since 4.3. All right. We've been guessing the next one would be Alexander. And their own words, they are not messing around. So,
wait. Let me go to the actual
house. You don't fuck around.
What are you doing, Slyh?
Let me go to the actual words they used in.
Oh yeah, it's a great quote. It's a great quote. We used everything.
Everything. And see, that's what fucking scares me.
What, because you think the Gobwalkers are included in it?
Yes. Yes.
Well, dude, Slyh, you haven't played WoW at all, have you?
No.
Okay, so back in Wrath of the Lich King, there was an encounter where the final phase was everyone got on the back of a dragon or a drake, and you only had to use the drake skills to beat the last phase of the boss. We're gonna have to do that with the Gobwalkers. Last phase, all 8 of us in Gobwalkers, and we have to.
Sounds dumb.
Thank you.
People didn't really like that phase of Malagos, so yeah, I don't.
That sounds so dumb.
That sounds fucking ignorant.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get Malagos. I think we might avoid that. No, yeah, it's called the Epic of Alexander. So the Epic of Alexander. Tea time. Tea. We got Ukab, Uwu, and Tea. Or Teoa.
I like it.
You go with Teoa, but that sounds stupid. Tea.
No.
Looking for a group for tea party. There you go. Tea time, tea party. It's easy. It's so integrated. Very, very well. So the intro for that was all we really got. And the intro set the precedent efficiently, I feel. Mm-hmm. Alexander appears, and then Brute Justice comes in riding on Cruise Chaser's back as he's in flight mode. Jumps off, does the superhero landing, and then Cruise Chaser flies by and transforms. He's like, all right, and then Alexander's like, all right, we're here.
Wings.
But not yet. They all leave, and Living Liquid comes down, and they're like, oh.
The breaker of statics.
Yes! Yes!
Back again.
See, here's the thing. In the trailer, they don't show that.
I missed him.
In the trailer, they don't show that. They just cut to after you see the three of them. But you can immediately recognize that they were in the Living Liquid arena if you've seen it before. So when that happens, and it's also Rise playing during the intro, and when they all disappear, then Locust.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fucking debated intro. So hard.
It's so good because everyone's like, "Oh hell yeah!" The three like really fun fights from. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Listen,
wait. It's a possibility.
Yeah,
it's a low possibility. But what if the starting boss is random?
It's not. There's no way.
I
refuse to accept your. I take your reality and I refuse it. All right.
Okay.
It's definitely Living Liquid every time.
Okay. All right.
The first three, the bosses are not going to be in I won't allow this. That would also mean every time you reload, it'd have to be random. Because the opening cutscene is one thing, but they'd have to make a different intro for every different arena, and it would be different every time you enter the instance. Pepsi Man is Faust. Little did you know, Pepsi Man is just a giant watery Faust. That's actually all he is. So let's dissect the phrase "we used everything," because that is a bold
There's nothing
statement.
to dissect. They use fucking everything.
Okay, but here's the thing: they started on the third fight, so using everything leaves a little bit of room for dissecting what that actually means. Because if they were using everything, I would have expected Faust first.
Right.
I'm sure there'll be a Faust in there somewhere.
Yeah, Faust is going to be a hell of a transitory phase of the
See,
fight.
he read my mind. Literally, Slyh took the words, grabbed them, and yanked them out.
There'll probably be like 8 Fausts.
I guarantee you what's going to happen is we're going to go from Living Liquid to Manipulator with Oppressor and Goblin mechanics from A1 and A2 popping up.
Fuck.
And when we go from Gordius to Midas, we have to kill Hummelfaust. And then when we go from Midas to Creator, we have to kill Faust Z.
Okay.
They said everything. I can understand not starting with Faust because they use 2 Fausts in the Hummelfaust encounter.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a basis of it. There's 4 oppressors. they quadrupled. Yeah, dude. I wanted them to use every boss. I just want to know how they use every boss, because I really do think Alexander has enough iconic bosses that it was probably really hard to nail it down to just a few. Because All Thoughts is like critical to the plot. Brute Justice is a must. Cruise Chaser is a must. Alexander's a must. People want Living Liquid. People don't want Manipulator, but I think he probably warrants a spot. People want the Scientist with the gorillas and the birds and everything. People want Lame Bricks to make his like 18th appearance in the game. And it's really just Manipulator, A2, and Refurbisher that nobody wants at all. I think those are the only 3 that nobody really wants, but we might still see like a portion of them.
Twinkle Dicks.
Yeah, Twinkle Dicks. That's the Scientist, right? Twinkle Dicks.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't remember because Lame Bricks has invaded my brain because I've just fought him so many times in Eureka, and he's in PvP too. So it's like he's just everywhere. I don't know what Lame Bricks is doing.
I think it's so funny at the moment that like in Heavensward, everyone was just like, "Oh my god, Coil is so much better than this. Like everything just looks the same, and it's just really stupid. It's like way too hard." And now we're like thinking back to Alexander and like feeling so nostalgic about it. And we're like, "Oh, this is going to be awesome."
You know what we call that, right, Ethys?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got some Stockholm
I just
syndrome.
think it's I just think it's really interesting, isn't it? You know, what a couple of years can do to the way people remember raids.
I think it's because
Retroactive
people
hype,
remember
yeah.
it. I think it's the reputation and the memes that were born of that era. Like the number of revived memes I've seen because of Living Liquid, for example, that's enough to fuel people's excitement because they're not remembering the good times, not all of them at least. They're remembering the disaster that a lot of those bosses led to. That's, in my opinion, almost, you know, single-handedly reburied Final Fantasy XIV with a lot of the design decisions they made around the beginning of Heavensward.
Buried a lot of fucking statics.
Hey guys, Gordius, we know you had a lot of problems with the third boss, so we're gonna lower the DPS checks in Midas. A6, you stop now, okay? We're gonna stop you a fight earlier this time, okay? And the next guy, probably not as bad, but like, you know, we're here. Yeah. And that's another thing. When you include Brute Justice, you automatically include all of A6. So that's two bosses.
Yeah, of course.
Already worked into one. So there's a lot of room for this to make sense. But I have the big question that I haven't seen a single person ask yet. What is our golden Bahamut? What is our final phase ultimate weapon? What is Alexander's final form?
Giant Alexander.
Is it the giant one in the back? It's Faust.
I'm still.
It's Faust Prime, the cat.
God damn it.
Like that's an honest question. Like, what is his final transformation?
I'm still kind of subscribed to your theory, Happy, of once we kind of get to that phase, we have to go somewhere in the past of, like, I'd say 16 minutes and redo everything that we did to make Equilibrium. I'm still kind of...
You just said that. So now we know we start at the actual sequential beginning. What if we see like our character models like come in and do AoEs and stuff? And then we have to... Oh... And then we have to beat those.
Be really good is when you're like dealing with the first phase, and then you see somewhere off like your character in the future failing mechanics. So you're just like, oh shit.
They like
some woke bullshit again.
Yo, that would be sick if you're in like, let's say you're in a phase and there's like a tank buster that's like targeted at DPS and it's gonna kill them, but tanks from the future come back and block it for you, so you have to like use them as line of sight. And then when you get to the future, you go into the time gate to protect your past selves from the tank buster.
Paradoxes are wipes.
Yeah, yep. And if they die, it creates a time paradox, and you're fucking dead.
Yeah.
Dude, I guarantee you they do none of this, and I still love the fight, but thinking about it makes me happy.
Time is stupid.
No, time is, in this one case, time is cool. Normally, time is stupid, but right now, time is cool. You know what I saw somebody say? If they really want Alexander to be ultimate, then we can't have, they have to go back to when we had no resetting buffs on waves. Creator had them. But no, if we're starting in Gordius, we got to go by Gordius rules. As far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I could talk about the potential for this all day, but we don't have much to go on.
All right.
So, unfortunately, unless you have something else to add, a wish list, a hope, Nisi. Ethys has Nisi right now. He got both of them.
Fuck.
I got both of them. Yeah.
That's not good. So unless you have something to add, we should probably move on to the next aspect of the live letter.
Go ahead.
Alrighty.
So they said job adjustments next, but they first reminded us that they're increasing the level cap for Blue Mage. Now, I don't know if you gentlemen had the same reaction I did when watching the trailer, but I didn't pay enough attention the first time, and I saw Thornton, and I went, "That's ultimate." And then I went, and then someone's like, Yeah, a lot of people just looked at Thorn and didn't notice the 7 blue mages using Diamondback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was for the blue mage log. 8 blue mages doing Thornton. That line of Diamondbacks was so satisfying.
Question: Would you have been more disappointed in a Thornton ultimate?
I think Thornton, I want to see him with the Warring Triad in particular. I don't think he stands on his own very well. Well, so originally Thornton's goal was to absorb what energy was in Azys Law so he could become like a godkin, essentially. He didn't know what that power was. He didn't know there was a triad and like locked away like icons and stuff. But his goal is ultimately... I don't remember him knowing. I just remember him knowing about the engine.
Says, what does he say? Oh, Ascalon, drink deep of the power of slumbering gods.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
It implies that he knew. Yeah. I had somebody else quote that to me earlier, and I didn't think much of it. Just because I didn't read too deeply into that quote. But yeah, he probably knew. Yeah, so okay, regardless of that, I feel like that would have been an inevitability with him. If we hadn't stopped him, is him absorbing the Warring Triad. I don't think his knights are. It's just not a good. I don't like the idea of Ascian Prime Thornton. It just that I'm not intrigued with the idea much at all.
Nah.
The only way I could see it being interesting is if they threw Thornton in with Nidhogg.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is the Dragon's Eye. There's 3 things that connects Thornton: his own encounters and his encounter with La Habrea, his plan to absorb the gods in Azys Law, and his use of the Dragon Eye as a power source. All 3 of those are like his potential storylines. Because you have to remember that the minstrel's trying to tell a story. Just, hey, remember that time you beat Thornton? Remember when I made him harder the first time? Yeah, I'm just gonna make him harder again, I guess, because there's not really much else for me to say here. It just doesn't. It seems like too weak a story for the minstrel who just literally showed us what he showed us with Alexander. So the triad connecting to him was the logical endpoint he never got to, and then Thornton's eye, the eye and the in the sword connecting to Nidhogg is another easy one. But then Nidhogg connects to Shinryu. So how far do you draw that line? And who knows
how far do you go? That
yeah. That's the question. So I was never a fan of the idea of Thornton, specifically just Thornton being an ultimate. Just doesn't. Right. Just something doesn't sit right with me. With that, I don't know if you feel much the same way at this because you probably the whole like connectivity lore wise probably matters more to you than it does to me.
Yeah, I think that like if we were gonna have a Thornton ultimate, it would need to be like a Dragon Song ultimate. It would have to be like. Nidhogg, Kreisvelger, Thornton.
Yep, that's what I was thinking.
I would subscribe to that.
I'd prefer to see like Nidhogg, Kreisvelger, and Midgard Zormer if they were going to go in that direction.
Yeah,
I just don't find a Thornton ultimate that compelling, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'd like a Warring Triad ultimate, and Thornton would fit it like thematically, but.
He just there's 2 problems with it. One, we never got to see it happen, so it's completely as much as those stories are fabricated, it's fabricated maybe a little too far. Second, obviously everyone wants to tie the Warring Triad to Kefka, but in 14 they're completely unrelated, so that's just as much a problem. So the Triad might just need to stand on their own 6 legs, I suppose.
Yeah.
Wait.
They don't have I don't think any of them has more than 2 legs. Oh, well, Zervin has no legs.
Zervin.
Yeah, he has no legs.
Zervin.
So he's got a giant mouth penis. He might have like 4 tiny legs that come out.
Like little insect legs.
Yeah, little bug legs.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call the next ultimate the Dragon Song.
I'm thinking it's Triad because they already said the guy who designed Uwu, he literally named the Triad as the next one he'd want to make. So now that's 7 months down the line. That's me locking in my guess for now.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I wonder what that would finish with, though.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder what their ultimate form would be.
It's brute justice. It's just a brute justice equivalent. I think they could just do all 3 triads at once. Like I think that them all coming back and just being
bring Bahamut back. That's what Sophia
I'm already
was
afraid of them
do.
doing that in Eden.
She was trying to get Bahamut out.
Yeah. We'll see. There's a few bosses that I think people really want to see, but Alexander was always my clear-cut choice for this one.
Yeah, I agree.
So anyway, yeah, level cap increase, new Blue Mage content. I'm still iffy. I'm not like I'm gonna do all the new Blue Mage stuff, but the description of it is still not working out for me. Like in how it sounds to be developing into its next iteration. I'm really excited for it. I'll probably enjoy it, but I guess the sacrifice of it being a full job and maybe being a little bit more streamlined. It never 100% settled with me that it was the right decision, and I'm less inclined to feel that the whole limited job thing is going to work out past one job. I don't think we'll see another one.
No, I don't think so.
No,
but I don't think we need another one.
Yeah, but they named 2 more. Was the problem? Like, yeah, we got 2 other candidates, and everyone's like, "Listen, you need to fucking slow your roll on those other 2 candidates real quick, okay?" But I'll definitely do it. No unsyncing, no echo, and going for blue achievements. It was hinted that the Malboro mount that they teased was going to come from Blue Mage stuff because it plays the Blue Mage music when you're on it. So there's a high probability that's from like learning every spell or carnival related or something along those lines. Or maybe it just randomly drops when you're doing Blue Mage log stuff. Who knows? He said it was rare. And considering how long it took me to learn my Shiva spell, yeah, if it's every spell, it'll certainly be rare.
I'm just really glad that they're finally incentivizing taking Blue Mage only parties, because it really like cut the longevity of Blue Mage content. I think when you could just have like someone at max level just fucking blitz you through everything. I thought that was really stupid. Because it was difficult, but like it was so much more fun, like 8-manning the level 50 content and trying to like work out strategies to get through it, and having different people having to take in different move sets, and like that was really, really fun. It was really, really rewarding. It's just not many people wanted to do it because there was no reason to, other than just some fun and some extra challenge. But they're actually going to incentivize and like compel people to approach it that way, and I think that's really smart.
I don't know if they're doing enough to do that. I think the most compelling thing they could do is make you learn the spell that comes from the encounter if you see it 100% of the time. Yeah. If you're 8 Blue Mages, I think that's the most compelling way to get people to do it, as opposed to 108 Shiva extremes.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that whatever it is they do, that it does encourage people to do 8-man Blue Mage, because get a lot of longevity out of that content. And yeah, it's not a full job, and yeah, it's just side content, but it's really fun side content, honestly. Yeah. If you're not just trying to get it done, if you're not just like, fuck, I just got to do this, what's the easiest way to do it,
Well, people won't be using 1,000 needles to level from 51 to 60. I guarantee you that. That'll be a nice change of pace.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Case in point, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'll check it all out. But after
totally.
I've soloed turn 2 and Ifrit hard mode on Blue Mage, and so I got to see what else I can.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for level 70 cap with all Blue Mage ultimate. And not being able to get past Twintania.
That'll be a lot of fun, honestly.
You're so fucked. It's so fucked. So many levels. Instead of 1,000 needles, it will be swift cast 1,000 needles. No, 1,000 needles at level 50 plus is you're gonna have to cast it like too many times for it to work.
Yeah.
So looking forward to that. A lot of new skills learned, PvP feedback, new actions. We know we're getting the Unsal Hakar, or just the Nadam equivalent of Seal Rock. They talked about it a little bit later in the live letter, but one big change they're making is in the new Nadam, once you claim a point, you no longer need to defend it. So you can get back out there and fight instead of staying. I don't know. I'm going to see, because that's trading one evil for another. It's trading the RNG of it spawning near your base camp, which would now guarantee you points against before, where you still had to defend a point to maintain. Like, you get there the first claim, but maintaining and holding the point was a really big deal before.
It might not be, it may or may not be like as well balanced, but I think it's going to be more fun. It's going to make it more fast paced. It's going to like keep it moving. You know what I mean?
A lot more hectic.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah. I'm looking forward. Silver Rock's my favorite mode. We've beaten that into oblivion in this show, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. They're also making some adjustments to the other Frontlines maps. You know, no more 8v8v8. You can only get 24v24v24 now, which I'm curious how that works.
Yes. I'm kind of glad about that.
I'm sort of, but I'm concerned because it's a lot of people to need for a single queue. That's why I just want something just 8v8 or 16v16. Like something that's not 72 people and not 48 people. Like something, you keep only creating these PvP modes, and unless you keep constant interest in it, you just create issues.
Yeah.
So right now it's great because the Garo event is ending, and so people are like, please, 10 days. Once it's gone, I don't know that that's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, they can incentivize it, but if it's just not like, if people aren't just having fun with it beyond that.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's just got to be a good map. It's just got to be a fun game mode that people want to do just for the sake of doing it.
I'm not convinced of that.
But see, at the same time, I feel like even if it is a good map, I feel like people will grow tired of it, and then it'll need to get incentivized.
They should need another event to replace Garo.
Yep.
They should probably rotate.
Yeah,
they should probably get new events and just rotate them in seasonally for Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
It's a lot of effort to
Certainly
do
makes
all
sense.
that, but I think they really need to get a better flow of gear into the PvP scene. The gear doesn't matter in PvP, but if it was being updated regularly with new gear rewards, that would be enough for a lot of people. So, but I don't think it'll happen. I think it's what needs to happen. I don't think it'll happen.
Why not?
I just don't think they want to. I think if they wanted to, they would have done it already. I feel like that's
they would have
such
done it a long
obvious
time
thing.
ago.
Yeah. So that's I want it to do well. I always want it to do well, but it doesn't. So
yeah,
it's the unfortunate reality. All right, so scrolling down a little bit, because that was just us going over the old things. Obviously, all the new custom delivery clients, pet display in the party list. There's like a huge list of quality of life stuff that was definitely super welcome that we discussed the last few times. But we have to actually scroll down pretty far because we covered quite a few of these actions. But job adjustments is a big topic right now because they did take a lot of time to talk about those. So Ninja, the only one they demoed,
looks pretty good.
I need to feel it first because
definitely
his opener made it seem fast-paced and exciting, like I remember it without the frustration. That's how his demo made it look, but how it feels when you actually play it is a very different story.
I was worried. I was really worried until you reminded me that the ninjutsu's a client side now, and I was like, okay, all right. Yeah, probably won't be clipping even with high ping.
I think with high ping, you'll probably still suffer a little bit, but it's not going to be like 3.0 Ninja days where you would go clip. Yeah. It'd be like Mudra, ninjutsu for like a 300 ping player. And it'd take like 4 seconds to do Suiton. So it should be better. Yeah, 0.5 second GCD per Mudra. And 1.5 on the ninjutsu after the fact. So like after you cast ninjutsu, it's 1.5 seconds till the next GCD. So it's like it's about a 3 second GCD for a ninjutsu that's having its potency massively buffed. Because that was the big change, is now ninjutsu is a technically considered like the dances are an on GCD ability.
Yeah. It just looks like a really, really fast like standard step.
Yeah, and I was pretty satisfied with what I saw, but again, need to feel it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Also, the ninjutsu's getting 2 charges. Kasatsu basically is its own unique charge. Tenchi Jin is its own unique charge that doesn't interrupt with the actual charge of ninjutsu. So they want you to be slinging the ninjutsu like a lot during your burst windows. And burst window's bigger now. Trick attack's 15 seconds, but it's only 5%. I'm a big fan of that.
How do you feel about that trade-off? Okay.
I think the trade-off for not having a positional is...
Yeah.
How many animals is that?
It's a magpie.
Listen, is Doolittle starring Robert Downey Jr. or you?
I think I can hear a possum on the roof as well.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
You guys never heard of magpie before?
I've heard it on your microphone, yes, but
Okay.
I've heard so many different animals. Oh my God. That was great. That was such good timing on the second one. It's like Owen Wilson as a bird. Wow. Wow.
It's a pretty good way to describe magpies, actually.
Yeah. So
Wow.
Owen Wilson as a bird. That's what a magpie is. Okay. So the trick attack. I think the trade-off is smart. I'm excited as someone who plays with a ninja on occasion. Because now I get to think about my burst windows with a ninja as a 15-second time frame and not a 10-second time frame. It's a little bit... It's less exciting number-wise, like because I'll be missing the 5%. But the overall window and optimizing that window, I feel like, is a little bit better for those playing with a ninja as well. I'm willing to trade off 170k technical steps for 158k technical steps in exchange for fitting an extra Saber Dance or 2 in a burst window.
Yeah, definitely.
So
it's more satisfying, honestly, being able to put in a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I think it's a good trade off for Ninja. It allows them to do a little bit more personal DPS. We saw some really good numbers from the ninjutsus. Suiton now being. I think Suiton was stronger than Fuma even. So they really buffed those potencies. We got to see the numbers, so it's an approximation based on what we saw. We saw 66k Kasatsu Hyoton equivalent, whatever that's called.
Yeah.
So I feel like Ninja's going to be
huge.
really satisfying. I think it's going to be really, really nice. Tenchi Jin, they eliminated all the presses of the ninjutsu button. So you literally just press Mudra 1 and it activates it. Then it tells you your remaining options with Mudra 2 and then your final option with Mudra 3. You can't even bunny with that setup because it grays out the previous buttons. So that's a lot better. You still can't move though. So you still got to be not dumb to some degree with it. It's fast. Like Sonic. Don't laugh at me. I don't like it. Don't make me sick of... Where are you? He's fucking out of here. Okay. What else was there? Oh, Shadowfang is its own separate button. I'm really surprised at that. They have tried to eliminate everything except Sonic Break in regards to being its own separate button for a dot. And now they're like, here you go, Ninja. For you, that's fine. I guess maybe it'll work out. I don't know. Input team? Are you guys just missing phlebotomize or something right now? What's going on?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, we're kind of like sweating in Dragoon here a little bit, like, ooh.
You're just waiting for the Dragoon section?
Ooh.
I'm waiting for the monk section. That one cracked me up.
That was pretty funny.
Bunshin has also changed. It's just the next 5 GCDs now, and you can use your ninjutsu between it. It basically allows you to use a ninjutsu during a Bunshin window without losing time on the Bunshin. You won't ever lose a weapon skill because of ninjutsu timings. So it all sounds really good on paper. It looked really good when he previewed it, but it's going to be up. The players always, we've seen in the past with Ninja especially, have a vastly different understanding and execution of the job. So I'm curious to see if that changes, I guess, people's opinion on these changes. But that's I think that's oh, and Ninki abilities are 50 instead of 80.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can store up to 2 at once. It's 5 Ninki per weapon skill now instead. So yeah, he doesn't like it. I got it. I just want a camera outside your house so I can see every animal. You can close all the windows. I want to see inside the house. I just want to see the animals on that's on the roof. That's it. And the dog is not on the roof. I'm not implying it.
It might be. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
That'd be pretty funny.
They all just they know when I'm going live, and they all just line up on the roof, have a party.
Oh, Doolittle. Anyway, giant spiders on the lens. You're right. Good call. I don't want it. Samurai. Now, for some reason, Samurai is using the Gunbreaker pose in the picture they used, which I don't know how that happened, but I mean, okay, that's fine. Samurais are going to be tanks confirmed, I guess. They changed Shoha. That's the big thing they did. Shoha now works a lot more like Forbidden Chakra. It takes 3 meditation stacks. They have no time limit, and you get them from Ei Jutsu, Tsubame Geishi, and meditation as you normally did. And every time you get 3, you can use Shoha. And they change potencies accordingly. I don't know if you think that will resolve any woes of samurais, because I'm not convinced. Meditation is... Yes, Sly. Yes, Sly. What was that? Say that again.
I was gonna say it feels Band-Aid-ish. We won't know until we get samurai, get it in the hands of samurais, and they get the feel for it, like you said. But Ninja, they just need to feel it. I think.
I'm just concerned because they said there are other changes potency wise and buff wise, and they said it will be stronger. But it's always what?
The door's open.
Oh, 1 second, guys.
The door's been open.
Oh, it's exciting.
Hi.
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 How you doing?
How's everything going, everybody?
Hey guys, continue that show without me. Leave me my mic. Gotta make sure of something.
Did you catch that?
No, I did not. I caught half of that.
Not too long, but it's been open. All right, you guys continue where I left off on the samurai thing. Sly, you take over for a second.
What do you want me to take over? Fuck. But yeah, what are you thinking about, Sam?
What do you think about skill speed samurai now? I thought that was kind of interesting, right?
That sounds weird. That sounds weird at first when I heard that. That sounded a little bit weird to me.
Yeah, it's going to affect your cooldown of what is it, Tsubame Geishi?
Mm-hmm.
See, I've barely touched samurai this expansion, so I don't really know.
All right.
What I'm looking at is they're doing a lot of DPS, and this looks scary.
You're the co-host, Sly. Of course you're the one to take over. He's sick. What do you think I'm going to stick him with the responsibility?
Oh, gladly.
So the Tsubame thing, it's suspected it's not the cooldown they're talking about. It's the global cooldown naturally, because right now it's just 2.5 after you use it.
Right.
If they change the actual cooldown of it to match with skill speed, what happens is it falls out of alignment with raid buffs.
Yeah, which would be weird.
So I've seen other people say the translation, other translations have stated it's just the GCD. Because otherwise it would cause more problems. But that doesn't mean skill speed might not. Skill speed samurai's been a thing in the past. So maybe it's still, this helps increase the value of it. But yeah, what you just said was a pretty big concern for a lot of people when they saw the word cooldown. So I feel you on that one.
Yep.
So let's see. So that was that it
Summoner.
for Samurai? Yeah, Summoner is next.
Yep. Summoner's next. And Summoner really only had one main thing, which was Eggy Assault 1 and 2 affected by the GCD.
Oh, this is so nice. It's so good. It's so such a simple and elegant change, but it's going to be so nice.
Right.
Yeah, Eggy Assault 1 and 2 being on the GCD, being instant, affected by spell speed. It essentially gives you another mobility option, reduces the number of OGCDs you're going to cast, and should, in theory, remove the clunkiness of at least an aspect of Summoner. I don't know if that's the only aspect people found clunky, because I don't play it, so I'm not properly educated on the feel of it.
What else? Overall firepower will be increased, so yay.
Yeah.
Your opener. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't like. I wish that it just said DPS buff. Overall firepower it's definitely what the translation says, but it's just the vagueness of it. It is what it is, though. I forgot this is in the part at the bottom. That's right, because they updated it.
Yeah, this is the everything extra at the bottom that we didn't get in the early translation.
Yeah. Babe, they think you're talking to me.
Hi, baby.
Slyh says hi, baby.
Oh my god.
All right. Yeah, that's good. Slyh, continue.
The next thing, your opener will see yourself pressing 6 buttons lesser at the first minute.
And four buttons less after the fact. That's just because Eggy Assault, you'll start with 2 and you'll generate 1 every 15 seconds. So it's a clear estimate.
Ruination removed from Tri Disaster. Ruination effect from Tri Disaster deleted. Excuse me. So yeah.
And instead it'll just deal, if we're reading it correctly, it'll just do direct damage instead. And I would assume the other potencies will make up for the loss of Ruination, and that you won't be missing the, 20 you get on Ruin from Ruination or something? The last one is the one where people had questions, but I feel like this makes it a lot clearer. So Enhanced Bane is now going to always extend the duration of Miasma and Bio, as opposed to do it 15% of the time. As a reminder, that doesn't mean the target you're casting it on that happens to. Bane has that effect to the targets it's being spread to around the target. So that's an improvement to, like, if you have 2 targets, you can bounce it back and forth and essentially never run out, because Bane's not ether flow anymore. It's just like a 10-second cooldown. So it's on multiple targets. It's a massive buff, a massive quality of life to assure that you always have dots rolling in AoE situations. But either way, that's great. That's a huge quality of life for summoners, no longer hoping they get all these different durations and they all line. It's
right.
It just makes sense.
Next up, Birdman.
I'm so scared about this.
What's wrong with songs being up all the time?
Songs are always up all the time, Slyh. That's not my concern. The concern is, so they're bringing back the song buff that they had in Stormblood. They're just weakening it a little bit, which, considering it was 2%, I guess 1% now? I guess? I'm just concerned, because Bard, in my opinion, is already the best ranged physical. It's
not after this.
What do you mean not? We don't know enough about the other. We don't know enough numbers.
It'll have its firepower weaker than Machinist as a result.
Yeah, it's already 300, 400 points weaker than Machinist. That doesn't change people's concept of it. It still has Nature's Min, a potential crit buff. Like, we need to see, because Machinist and Dancer are getting buffs too. I'm just concerned that they said they were concerned Bard was going to become the dominant choice if they did this. We'll see the result. Let's see if they got the numbers right. Because their history with numbers in some jobs has just never been wrong.
If the support effects are not as strong as they were in Stormblood, what's the point? Because, like you say, they were already pretty arbitrary. It's just flavor, though.
It is. People ask for those effects back, so they said, "Okay, that's the end of it. It's a crowd pleaser."
It just doesn't seem like much of a change, honestly.
It won't. It literally changes nothing about how you play the job. It does nothing. There's no integration. People will just thank you because they wanted to feel like bards. That was the common complaint. They wanted to feel like I'm singing and my songs are affecting my allies. But it has no functional change to the job. And then Machinist.
Well, I understand that.
And it's Machinist and Dancer. Potency increase. I think Machinist needs huge buffs. I want Drill 850 potency. I want Air Anchor 850 potency. I want to see some flamethrower buffs. I want to see some heat blast buffs. I want to see some wildfire. I want to see some big buffs on Machinist.
All right.
But then we get to you.
I'm Dancy Boy, and I think they're gonna fuck this up. I think Dancer's gonna be worthless. I do not think I'm not confident they'll do enough. I think they're still too afraid of buffing Dancer's personal potencies to
Why?
do it. Because it's a lot of raid DPS, man.
Yeah, but
I don't think they're gonna buff Dancer enough to compensate for Bard, and I think Machinist is gonna be a much better. I think Machinist is probably gonna get a pretty substantial buff. So I have a bad feeling Dancer is going to go to worthless status in 5.1. I would love to be wrong, but that's where I'm at in my head because I'm playing it. Everyone else hopes for buffs. I expect the worst.
Well, you just need an excuse, don't you?
No, I can play the other 2 range physical. I just want to play Dancer, so I want it to be on even footing.
Then we have
Monk. It would be nice.
Oh my god, the Monk one cracked me the fuck
Mantra's too strong.
Mantra's too strong.
It's like,
he's nerfed.
Okay. All right.
He's nerfed.
Yeah. Where is... I do not understand the reasoning here.
Okay. I agree with the Mantra probably needed a nerf. I agree with that assessment.
Okay.
It's mostly because I look over at
But
Bard.
why, though?
I look over at Bard and I see Nature's Min, and I look over at Monk and I see Mantra, and it's just they're miles apart from one another. And that amount of healing, when you have that amount of power, I don't think they need it. That being said, that was not the thing I thought they would do to Monk.
Yeah.
I was like, I hammed it up big time. I was like, yeah, so obviously you guys know how I feel about Monk. I feel like it's in such a strong spot right now. It makes it really hard to balance the other melee DPS. So I was really glad to see that they said they were going to make Monk changes. So what did they do? They nerfed Mantra.
Yeah. Good.
Now Samurai, you're on thin ice, buddy. You better hope that this new stuff is like really working out for you. Because I'm afraid for your sake. I'm not afraid for Ninja and Dragoon. I'm afraid for you. I want you to not have to deal with this anymore.
Well, Monk's fixed. Well done.
So is Dragoon, apparently.
We did it. Oh, yeah, Dragoon. We'll make it easier.
So they said they're making it, usability will be improved. Oh, and their firepower is going to increase.
The fuck? What do either of those things mean?
Stronger and easier.
First off, we didn't ask for this.
No. I feel like we need to reiterate that every time. Dragoon is made
every time
easier. Usability. Everyone's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Dragoons. Your trouble isn't easy." No, we're fine with it. We're happy with it.
It's been really good. Why do we need anything? And if anything, what would make it okay?
I got one thing.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Your AoE combo extends disembowel.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That's it.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
It would be nice, wouldn't it? I'm sure you'd really enjoy that.
It would. Another possibility, another like glaringly obvious possibility that somebody had to tell me.
Then it wasn't obvious.
Riding thrust is 100%.
Yeah, I said that was another one I thought, but I don't.
But that's dumb.
It is. It is, but it isn't at the same time. It's kind of like, it's kind of like what the adjustment they made to positionals, just buffing like non-positionals. So it's kind of like that because, Rendil Calrissians can't position worth shit. Another possibility, which is like the lowest possibility in my opinion, but would be them reverting back to Stormblood Dragoon and Spine Shatter gives an eye, which means we will be able to go into life. We will be able to go into life in our opener.
I will eat this banana that is not real if that happens. This is a catnip
Like
banana.
us-
It's got the tag on it.
Us being able to go into life in our opener, like I mean, that does add.
I don't want it. There's too many buttons. Too many buttons I have to press already.
That is not usability being increased.
No, that's just making it easier. Yeah.
No, I don't want that.
And again, that's the least likely scenario, but it's still a possibility.
Give me Keen Flurry or give me death.
That's your one revert that you want. Is
Dude,
this
that's
Keen Flurry?
usability increasing.
That's all I need.
Your usability of Keen Flurry has gone up 100%.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
1,000,000% even.
Yeah. When it's from nothing, you can multiply it by anything and it's still nothing.
Yeah. It's true.
I mean, honestly, they shouldn't.
No. Okay, what do you got, Slyh? Tell me more. Tell me more about Dragoon. Tell me more.
Honestly, they shouldn't touch Dragonsight. Dragonsight's fine. Everything else is fucking fine. Like,
whoa, Dragonsight's fine.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. What? Ethys? What? Go ahead.
Dragonsight's fine. I don't know.
Man, for people who are really okay with Dragoon, it seems like you guys just don't agree on anything.
I don't know if Dragonsight's fine. Like Dragonsight's pain in the ass. Like we accept it, we tolerate it, but I don't know about fine.
Yeah, it's for me. It's more toleration. Like I'm kind of
the number of times. You know, I want to move on just because Mike's looking like a fucking asshole over there.
Yeah, he's smug as shit right now. But go ahead.
The number of times I try to use Dragonsight in my opener on someone who's out of range because they haven't like stepped up yet. And then it's just like fucked up my opener because I'm like, oh, well, there goes my double weave there. Where
This
next
is-
GCD?
this is
What's
where-
going on?
This is where the toleration comes into play, and I tolerate that. I'm just gonna be a selfish fucking prick and just put it on myself. If they're out of range.
Right. Well, that sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does, but like I've come to Jesus with that.
I wouldn't mind like at least like an increased range for it, like double the range for it.
I think there's a limit. Like, where do you think the sweet spot is for Dragonsight in terms of? God damn it, Mike.
Dude,
Where do you think the
yeah,
sweet spot-
I don't fucking know. I can't talk about Dragonsight right now. What are you doing?
I'm working.
being
I'm
smug
working
as
my way
shit.
through.
Derailing your own show over here.
Oh, I know.
pretty much.
You guys can go. Dragoon was fine, according to you, but like I'm listening.
Again, it still is. Overall, it still is. Still a solid job. Still in a good place.
It's now
We
just
didn't-
solid.
Shut the fuck up. Stop egging us on. It's still in a good place. We didn't ask for any of this shit, but we're getting it. So y'all don't get to fucking complain because we never asked for this shit. So don't complain to us when fucking numbers are still a little bit skewed and Dragoons are pretty fucking strong and other DPS are fucking complaining. Don't complain to us. We didn't ask for this shit. Leave us the fuck alone.
So Red Mage got some
Red Mage.
Yeah,
some
Red Mage
buffs.
sure did get some buffs. A job that people
those are
definitely
pretty nice.
wanted buffs on too.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, they did. Definitely did.
Yeah.
Overall potency being increased. Acceleration is going to be redesigned to be more opener friendly, but less
Mhm.
frequent. So red mages can
Which is
hit
fine.
their burst window. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Even though it'll be longer, that shouldn't matter. Once red mage gets into a flow, it kind of just never breaks from that. It's just getting them into that initial burst window right in the opener. Black mage
Gets
no
nothing.
changes.
No.
Says a lot about the job. Black mage and monk, perfect. Perfect. They will be making it so that you see how many casts of triple stack you have left, or triple cast you have left. More visibility,
Because you
quality of life.
Count.
Because
Because you can't count to
you
three.
can't count to three. I mean, to be fair, Dragoons can count to three. That's why it's only two now.
Okay, all right. Okay then.
Like shit, three's too
Still
many.
being smug. He's still being fucking smug.
A little bit.
Fuck you.
A little bit.
You're a little bit sassy today, aren't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Mhm.
A little bit. I got the blood pumping with my ring fit adventure. All right.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Scholar improvements on usability. Well,
Again, this usability.
Ease of
Okay.
use.
it could be, I don't know.
I have no idea.
White Mage, the effect range for Asylum will be adjusted. Someone pointed out Asylum is a 6 Yalm radius, Sacred Soil's an 8. They'll probably make it match. So slightly bigger.
That'd be good.
Everyone loves a couple extra Yalms. Nothing to worry about too much. Now, Astro was the one they said they would be doing the most changes to, but they were still very ambiguous, and there wasn't too much detail on it.
Mm-hmm.
People have said Astro MP consumption or MP management is a little rougher. I agree. They said the MP consumption for spells will be adjusted to cost less. I kind of don't like that route of them changing it. I'd prefer, like, every time you play a card, it to restore, like, 100 MP or something like that. Because the big thing is Astro doesn't have much active MP restoration. They have Lucid, and then the only other thing they have is Lightspeed to reduce the amount that everything costs.
They could bring back the old Ewer, but, fuck all the old cards and shit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we don't want those, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
So I would have preferred to see MP consumption on card or MP generation on card use. I think in the opener that might have been a bit problematic because you basically sling like 4 or 5 cards right at the get-go. And so it would have been kind of overcapping, so they just went the other route. But maybe in the future. Potencies on things are being adjusted. I think that's fair. That also helps with MP management when you don't have to, spend extra time casting stuff and having stronger OGCDs. Whatever it ends up actually getting adjusted. I think their Malefic and Combust are going to get higher potencies, I have a feeling. Because I think their DPS contribution as a healer is still a little bit too low even with the cards right now. And I think that's a nice simple way to buff it up. So I expect that to happen. And they're giving Minor Arcanas the Tenchi Jin effect. You don't have to actually press the button to store the card away. It's just once you've drawn a card.
Oh, that's what that meant. Okay.
Yeah, once you've drawn the card, you just press Minor Arcana to play a lady or a lord instead of storing the card and then, using it when you see fit. So just eliminating a button press, essentially, and which eliminates an OGCD as well.
That's a lot, honestly. That's a lot more convenient.
The sleeve draw treatment would have been a bad, because that's on the job itself. Because sleeve draw eliminated having to press so many buttons throughout the duration. Having to actually redraw. Yeah. And collective unconscious. Executing skills will still bring different effects depending on whether you're in diurnal or nocturnal. But they're going to be changing what the actual effect is. Because it says right now that I actually haven't read what the nocturnal version of it does, so this is actually new to me. The diurnal one is the 10% mitigation as well as the heal over time, and nocturnal instantly grants that it just grants a 10% mitigation shield, but it lasts 20 seconds. I actually have never read collective to even see that there's a difference between the two since the expansion. I leveled that. I just never went nocturnal, so I never bothered reading it. And so that effect's going to change. They'll make it stronger, I guess, for nocturnal. It's really just most of this is aimed at nocturnal because they have the most MP issues. They have the actual potency issues. They needed it more, but diurnal, it sounds like, will benefit probably from some of the stuff that they're doing. I don't know. We'll see. Tanks. I was shocked at the tanks.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So Reprisal is going to be AoE, and it's going to last 10 seconds. That's not even a big one for me. That's a big one. That's a great dungeon tool.
Big.
That's a great dungeon mitigation tool.
Mm-hmm.
But the bigger one for me is all the 30% reductions, Sentinel, Vengeance, Shadow Wall. Those are going to last 5 seconds longer.
That is huge. That is insane. That is so... I
don't even think that's the biggest buff. There's one here
really?
that wasn't in the initial translation
seeing something about Holmgang.
It's gonna last longer than
Being
6
still.
seconds.
Yeah, so what, it'll last
7 or 8.
8?
It'll last 7 or 8.
I mean, that's cool.
No, that's much bigger than it sounds like. Because
Yeah.
there are some tank invuln rotations on bosses that warrior cannot get involved in. That
Now it can.
It probably can now. That's
Okay.
yeah. That's that's big. That's not even what warriors wanted, but they will not complain. Warriors just got a duration on reprisal increase. They got 5 more seconds of vengeance and home game.
I feel like some of these changes, while good for the jobs themselves overall, are kind of a little bit telling of what we might see in Ultimate.
I was thinking that. I don't think this has
That's
any.
fair.
I don't even think they care. I don't think this has anything to do with that. I think it will help. I think they're just doing this for the sake of doing it for players. I think they want to make reprisal useful on dungeon pulls, especially for the lower levels where you have reprisal, but you're missing other cooldowns to use. I think the extra 5 seconds is much for the similar reason. I think it's more for dungeons and it's more for ease of use for the players who aren't as good at timing their cooldowns. And I think the home gang thing is to bring it more in line with the other tank invulns.
So it's definitely going to make casual tanking like a lot easier.
Yeah, agreed.
It's already
I'm kind
like,
of
really fucking easy, but
true. I'm kind of shocked they didn't say anything about LD.
A lot of people are. Because the better home gang gets, the worse
Do
LD
you think?
looks.
Do you think we get that in prelims though? Because they didn't say.
I
it
don't think
but
living.
they might.
I don't think Living Dead's going to see a change at all. I think if the earliest you see that's 5.2, and even then, I'm not 100% confident.
Okay.
But yeah, those are big, and I don't think those have anything to do with Ultimate or a change in design for like future dungeons or raids. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think they're all ease of use, usability, if you will. There you go. And yeah, I should have waited to level my tanks because I want to do that. I'm on my last one now. My Dark Knight's almost 76. I'm enjoying it. So I think Warrior is my least favorite tank to level so far. We'll see how I feel by 80.
That's disappointing. I've only done Gunbreaker and I had such a blast with it. It was so much fun.
I really
to level
enjoyed Gunbreaker Paladin, and I am enjoying Dark Knight. I did not much care for Warrior leveling. Some of it's Storm's Eye, some of it's Mithril Tempest not having the effect till 74, and yeah, there's quite a few things.
No.
But that was those job changes were intense. Now we got to see how they pan out. Ninja especially.
Agreed.
Oh, Ninja's going to be pretty exciting, I think.
You should probably try it almost immediately as an Australian, because I think people in your situation are the people who need to know the most. Like,
yeah, it's something that has like the highest potential impact for Australians than pretty much anyone else.
I mean, even East Coast North Americans, sometimes have like it's 150, 200 ping.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
But it's anyone with a decent ping count.
Yeah, I'll definitely be leveling Ninja after patch drops. I'm just getting like a really good feel for it.
Do you think that this eventually leads to anything with Machinist, who's been plagued by this shit for just as almost as many years as Ninja has?
I don't know. Well, again, like I've always had to. Well, I haven't had to, but I've always avoided playing Machinist again. Those same issues. It's just such a nightmare. So I don't even know like what would have to be done.
I've got a few ideas, but it needs help for people with high latency. It's not good. There's alternate rotations. You don't lose a lot of DPS for being high potency, but you lose DPS or high ping.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, among the other things they talked about, Crafting Gathering, they went over in great detail the last live letter. They showed again the gathering log. They gave us our first preview of how many skills they got rid of.
So let me ask you: does this revive crafting?
I don't think that's even the intent. I think I think they're literally just trying to make it so a player can look at their craft, like their average player can look at your crafting abilities and go, well, that makes sense, instead of, what do 30 of these buttons do?
But see, the issue they brought up was like, well, people, myself included, would just, latch on to whatever macro, and that's how we crafted. That's it. We didn't really, we kind of knew what things did, but we still kind of latched on to Ash's macros. Let's be honest. It's his macros. It's other people's macros too. But I think we still do run the risk of, going back to that. We're just going to like be complacent and wait on new macros. But I feel like it's a reset that's much needed, in my opinion.
It's going to make crafting a lot more approachable.
Sorry.
Yeah, agreed.
Mel tweeted something that was making me laugh. I picked up a package earlier, and they said, left at customer man. So what her delivery thing says. Left at customer man.
Good.
I got
Yeah, it's precise.
I thought that was funny. Okay, sorry. I was distracted by that. Okay. Yeah, there's so much redundancy. Like, even just looking at the way combat jobs have been updated over the years, like having abilities evolve into each other. Like, just look at your crafter bars now. There's so many things that just could have evolved or don't need to exist, and it's long overdue. But it looks jarring. Like almost 4 bars worth of like grayed out skills when he swapped to his crafter. It was scary to see that. But I think that this is to try to get low level people into it. It's try to make it look less intimidating and more approachable. Yeah. And again, I don't think it really changes endgame crafting much, because it's still they said you can still do macros. You can still have that guy who posts the macro, and that's how you would get involved. But they just don't want it to be like, that's the only way you can look at all of that and kind of figure it out if you're a new player. Google it.
But that will be the way, essentially.
Well, they want it so that a new player doesn't feel like, okay, I don't know what the fuck is happening right now because I'm so overwhelmed. Let me, Google it. Now that's an option, but a player might be more inclined to figure it out and play the video game without outside assistance. Right. Oh man. They made a few other Fire God's Blessing being 100%. Some of the other skills will be changing. There'll be more changes in 5.2. Desynthesis will be 100%. They said they would talk about that more, and they didn't. They said, we'll talk about that more in the next live letter, and they're like, yeah, we're just gonna say the same thing again.
Not much things to be said about it, honestly. Like,
yeah, but they said they talk about it more, and they just repeated it.
But what is there to expound upon? Like,
well, because they said that desynthesis level wouldn't matter anymore. They said they were removing desynthesis level.
Right.
Yeah. You just unlock desynth, and then you just desynth whatever the fuck you want.
I feel like I feel like something else needs to happen. It's like, I feel like you can't just make desynthesis. I feel like at least the crafter needs to be level 80 to desynth a level 80 item. You only need your crafter level 30 right now to desynth.
Yeah, I can give you that a little bit. But I mean, really the only thing to say about it was before the only alternatives were either your GC turn-ins or Dome and Enclave to get rid of shit. Now, like, this is it's a money avenue for a lot of people. Opened up. Foe the freeze.
Yeah, but it's not going to be worth anything anymore. It's not going to be worth anything anymore.
What do you mean?
They said rare items. I guarantee you they don't add a single rare item. They're just like referencing items that are already there. I guarantee you they do nothing to try and like improve desynthesis markets. It's just going to tank everything you could get.
Well, I think so. Between this and between making crafting like more approachable and easier to pick up, are people like a crafter's worried that it is going to tank a lot for them? Because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if like people that don't desynth now are suddenly going to start desynthing en masse, or if people who don't craft now are suddenly going to start doing like, end game, super high level crafting. I think that it's just going to make it easier for the people that already do that kind of shit. And everyone else is just like, well, I might as well like level my crafter up now and do the crystalline.
I don't even think you're going to need to level that crafter for desynthesis. I'm just saying you shouldn't have a big gate. I think the desynthesis level before was way too strict. I think going through the 400 and some odd levels, I agree. That was too much. But you need to have something to keep your markets reasonable. And I think leveling the crafter is a reasonable thing to have to access desynthesis.
Yeah, maybe.
Now to answer your question, Ethys, do you think like a lot of people who weren't desynthing before will desynth? I have a bunch of shit I need to get rid of outside of my.
I kept all my as soon as they announced that, I kept all my armor shit that takes up my inventory.
All my retainers, like some shit in my inventory,
but
some shit in my armory chest.
That's just you like getting rid of a bunch of shit, which will affect the market for maybe like a week or two. But like beyond that, you're not going to be like going out of your way. We're
going to be getting gear anyway. We're going to be getting gear. We're going to be getting rid of gear as we go along. So it's not going to be as dynamic as it is as it's going to be like in the very beginning. But it'll still affect the market like down the line. It adds up, in my opinion.
It certainly does add up. You know what's something that's kept its market very healthy is maps. Map items are still very expensive. I think this is the longest period of time I've seen the high ticket items be valuable. Fireglass is still almost $1 million on Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh tanks prices. And Enchanted Elma are still $3 million a piece.
Wow.
And then everything else is shit. But like those two things are really
I
was genuinely surprised.
They kind of held the price on those.
Yeah, I think the mount makes sense, but I'm very surprised because I've seen like 16, 17 Fireglass go in like a single run. So I don't know. I just don't want desynthesis to be fucked. I don't need any more Gil, but this isn't going to help people make much more than they already had. Just put in some effort, guys. Come on. There's a little bit of effort involved, please. With that, they went on break till the second half. We got our first peek at Ishgard, the Firmament. That is a housing ward. You will not convince me that that is not literally.
That ain't a housing ward. That's the fucking project.
That's Detroit.
That's the Wire.
Ishgard become become human was what people were calling it.
Wire. At least Yulmore had fucking roofs. This shit is the Wire, son.
This doesn't even have houses. It can't. It's just annihilated. There's no floor in half the places.
And we've been wanting to live there for so long. Like,
imagine if we lived there while it looked like
that. So that's going to be the world objective, right? Is to get to the point that it's livable.
Yeah,
it's livable,
and then it converts into housing wards. How long is that going to take?
That's the theory.
Yeah, okay, but if that's the case, how long do we think that'll take?
I think we won't see those houses
till the end.
Okay, it's not just going to be like some worlds get it done in like a week.
No, because we'll have a maximum amount we can rebuild in a given patch, and so we probably won't be able to finish it till 5.5, and then I don't think they actually do new houses until 6.1. That's my guess. There's nothing to indicate that. It's a prediction. It's a guess. It could be wrong. Covering my bases here, but that's my hap Jesus.
Okay.
They give us a little bit more depth on the content as well. It'll only be crafting collectibles at first, as well as these new kind of like crafting fates, where you basically just need a shit ton of crafters to show up if one pops up, and then you'll.
It's not even. Yeah, it's not even dependent on skill. It's just dependent on people.
Which is not much, doesn't make me feel much better, but I think we'll be all right.
Exactly. So,
they said gatherers will be coming 5.2. They said these scratch cards that you can get with collectible turn-ins will be coming in 5.2. They didn't really elaborate much on that. They said the diadem is going to be reworked into a gathering island in particular.
I'm really excited about
that.
That kind of piqued my interest.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'm glad to see that. I hope it's still dangerous, kind of like there's still wildlife there. I do still kind of hope that that's a thing to put you through a little bit.
I hope we see like Ishgardian NPCs like fighting off the wildlife to like make space for the gatherers and just making diadem memes about how fucking slow and tedious it is.
Yeah, that would
And how
Right.
fucking annoying it is that all these gatherers are just like fucking off to do these nodes while they're having to do all the work.
emergency
Okay,
mission spawns,
so-
all the NPCs go and fail it.
So
Yes.
that was going to be my question. Do they add anything battle-wise to this?
No.
No.
Okay. So,
No.
like, you still
absolutely
think that would
nothing.
like put enemies just to annoy gatherers?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Okay.
Because I don't want the
But no-
wildlife to be wiped out. I just want it to be annoying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
think having
thanks,
like
no.
having
Even if there's
scary
more
like
flying, it won't even be
patrolling
that
enemies
Mhm.
and us having to like be able to track these patrolling enemies and being like, oh shit, okay, I'm gonna get to that node. I got like 30 seconds until this guy comes back around, and if he spots me, he's gonna fucking delete me. Stuff like that. I think it would be cool.
Okay.
We just have to like Metal Gear Solid our way through Diadem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. No, stay. Yeah, so that'll be interesting. What else was there? We didn't really get any information about how they said combat jobs would be able to contribute in some way to the restoration of Ish. They didn't really give any additional details on that.
Mhm.
But we know that's a thing. We also know they mentioned like seasonal events and stuff eventually, but they kind of just focused on stuff that'll happen in, I guess, 5.2-ish like future for Ishgard. Just giving us some affirmation of current features versus new features later. You can also use it to level. We can see experience points in one of the pictures. They've mentioned it in the past, using it as a leveling option, but too late. All of mine are 80. So
Mhm.
thank you, Tequila, for taking my 40 million and turning it into leaf kits.
Nice.
I've earned back the 40 million from maps and desynthesis.
It wouldn't take long.
No. They did mention the scratch cards having unique rewards, but it was weird because then they started showing rewards. It's like, why would you have those already prepared for 5.2 and showing us now when you're talking about the scratch cards? It looked like one's a hairstyle, one's a gorilla mount, one's like a tank top and like some working outfits. Essentially, I have to imagine those aren't part of the scratch cards. That those are part of the collectible hand-ins more directly, because they did say there'd be a new currency
Probably.
that the Nutkins are blocking out, and that you'd be able to get stuff with that as well.
Stupid fucking Nutkins.
Little did you know that while it looks like they're blocking a menu in regards to crafting, Thancred's dick is actually behind them still. In this case, I just wanted you to know that, like, those images are, you ever flatten an image in Photoshop and like forget to unedit it? Yeah, I'm positive that's what's happened here. All right.
Terrible.
They showed off some new housing stuff. They also are implementing the melee DPS winner, gear contest winner from like a year ago. I didn't realize they made Raiden. Those gear sets are dope.
You're thinking, right? I just thought it kind of looked like a gimp suit. And I was like, all right, I'm into that. That's cool.
And we have Robogadin or Robo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I think those look dope. The designer of that is kudos.
They cannot
amazing.
drop from the dungeon, though.
Yeah, there's no way thematically. They have to be from something else. Some people thought maybe PvP gear to mark the
Maybe.
PvP map.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But there's it's gonna feel so weird if they drop from the dungeon.
Didn't we already see the dungeon? We already saw the dungeon gear. It was in the 5.1 website.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the wolf stuff. All the wolf hats and everything.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
right. That's true.
Then they showed us the new gate with Yojimbo, which I thought was
that looks like
hilarious.
so much fun.
That shit looks dope.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's like all the other gates. It's simple. It requires a bit of involvement, but I really like the bonus stage with the cup game.
The RNG.
Dude, I got Super Mario RPG flashbacks immediately to every time those eggs would swirl around. I had to pick Yoshi, the bird, or the stupid thing that comes out of the evil chest. It's you either double your earnings, nothing happens, and you go to the next round, or you're eliminated. And they got really fast. I was like, oh,
And
that's
it's
so
like,
easy.
okay,
How would anyone lose
That's
track
so
of
simple. And okay, I guess I don't know shit. Good luck.
Oh man, I thought it was really good. See, I'm really happy they've taken this approach with Gates. I love Air Force One. I love the jump puzzles as much as you hate me desecrating Sacred Grounds Ethys. And I really like this. I assume the next gate will be another jump puzzle. Personally, that's my prediction because they said they were going to do other locales sooner or later. I have a feeling that'll be the next one.
No.
Also, watching Yoshi P get knocked off.
He was so unimpressed. He was just like
so angry. He was just like, ugh. And Foxconn was just sitting there laughing at him.
it was good.
It was so good.
That's really good.
Oh man, yeah, we need a Kurenai Tower gate form. Then we saw the playground for the pixies. We saw the lean emote, which, you don't even need a wall nearby to lean against. You can like lean against someone else's back or against nothing. You're a mime.
Yeah.
That's it. Then they showed off the changes to
The
PvP,
Dom.
which we already touched on. The Dom, which we already touched on. New Game Plus, they just quickly showed off the user interface. They showed off a couple of new mounts. The Malboro, we think, is coming from Blue Mage. The Porksy, we know, is coming from the Pixies. And as we try to speed through the end here, since we're a little bit over time, they showed the Mirage Dresser stuff. Some of the adjustments to that. And then they quickly entered the near raid. We got to hear the robot over the loudspeaker. And then it was Alexander, which we already talked about. Do you think we're getting A12 normal weapons for Gunbreaker Dancer like we did for Coil? Okay.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
I saved up 16 books, so I'm hoping more people are in the same boat as me, and save them up and are at least going to get the non-ultimate equivalents first.
Yeah, it'll be nice to have some more glamour options for each of those.
And if you don't have them, just wait till 5.15 and get them with the Blue Mage. Just doing 8 Blue Mages.
Yeah.
Do it 16 times with 8 Blue Mages.
Hey, can we have some boomerangs for Dancer, please?
Maybe next PAX Australia.
Oh, I would be so happy.
If you can get out of next PAX Australia alive, we get boomerangs.
I'm alive? What are you talking about? I'm
Are
fine.
you really, though?
I'm great. Never felt better.
Meanwhile, I'm just still waiting on the Chinese Fan Fest stuff, like the Peacock glamour.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about the Peacock mount. That thing was dope.
And the glamour. I just want to look like Lu Bu.
No, you never fight Lu Bu.
Fair enough.
Don't ever fight Lu Bu.
Never. Ever.
Bad times. And then it was just a bunch of announcements. They're going to be doing, the patch note reading. They're going to be at the Kitakusha Pop Culture Festival. They were nominated for some stuff: Golden Joystick Award, Best Game Expansion, PlayStation Game of the Year, PlayStation Game Music. They were, voted for Grand Prize awards, and apparently the Spotify listens count as votes for that. So if you've ever listened,
Go listen to it on Spotify.
Yeah, if you like the music, go listen to it on Spotify. If you want to support them and vote for that for the PlayStation Game Music Grand Prize Award. Yeah.
See, here's what you do. You log into 14, but instead of using 14 BGM, just fucking turn on Spotify, and you still have 14 BGM. There you go.
There you go.
Support.
And you can change it to whatever you want while you're at it. Eorzean Symphony, the Volume 2 album's coming out. It's going to have video of the actual performances. It's going to have an orchestrion roll as a first-run edition bonus. And that releases on December 11th. They then showed off a bunch of Japanese store firsts for like merchandise. The shirt, which we've seen teased a million times. The like beaver minion with the little butterfly. The acrylics that were there. The gathering and crafting job pins are all there.
Finally!
All
Holy
those are
shit,
going
I
to
want
Japan
those.
in November, and NAEU is TBD. So one day.
I want them. I like them. I want them.
And this surprised me. So because they didn't get to do the 14-hour broadcast on the anniversary, they're just going to do it in December instead. On my mom's birthday.
What did I tell you? I didn't think the 14-hour broadcast was going away.
I thought it was
really
going away, man. I thought we were just never going to get one again, like ever, not any year. Because every year the anniversary is close to like a bunch of events, and they always talk about how much of a struggle it is to do all the events and the 14 hours. So I thought that was just done. They weren't going to do it anymore.
Right. Nope. And so that's what, like, yeah, I thought they were just like bogged down with events and they just pushed it to later. And that's what actually ended up happening. So I'm glad.
You get a Slyh Jesus on that one. Don't be that excited. Calm down there, buddy. So okay, and that pretty much covers everything for the live letter and the stuff from the trailer. It's we've got some exciting next few weeks ahead of us. Of course, people are still disappointed there was no mention of a relic, which we've been predicting would probably not be till the 0.2 patch. And I know Hildebrand is the other disappointment people have now come to terms with, I suppose.
He's on his way.
Oh, I think he's already here.
He'll be around.
I feel like he's already here in a way. He might have gotten there first. All right.
So that's our show for the week, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming out. And God, that's fucking terrible, Happy. My God.
Listen, I just had to take that joke right to the source.
Okay, I'm done. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
There you go.
Thanks, guys.
So again, before we jet, we wanna thank our patrons. Our patrons of
Ethys
all our patrons. But
he's like, no.
I can work with them. Yeah.
Right.
But mainly our patrons of light, which Happy has all the pictures and everything.
Yeah, we got the patrons of darkness, Sly. Come on now. Now. They don't work for Elidibus, I think. I'm not convinced with Kurenai, to be fair.
I don't know about Kurenai.
I'm not convinced that Kurenai is not, in fact, Elidibus.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you again to our patrons. We called them out at the start of the show to make sure the people who sent me messages knew that I had properly received them. And of course, we have our patrons of darkness, who we have to thank as well. We have Khuja Cross on Jenova, who has this custom art that was made. That's what we've had, and it's been good for the last several weeks. Getting claps from Ethys and Slyh. And then we have these two are big fans of the other image from our Kurenai. So of course we have the Kurenai and Slyh picture. That's a really popular one. And then luckily we happen to have another one for because we like to keep things even here. We like to make sure that everybody's properly represented. So as soon as I can actually find the other one, here it is. There we go. And that's Kurenai with Ethys. He doesn't want any pictures with me because I suck. But he's got a picture with both of them. And so, there you go. That's Kurenai. So Creature Cross Kurenai, thank you, patrons of darkness, for your support. Thank you to all of our other patrons, everyone who tunes in every week. But with that, we can wrap things up. Go relax after a long day, I think. I'm going to go play some Ring Fit Adventure. Or actually get an exercise setting up lamps that just got here, because we got I'm customer man with lamps apparently. All right,
customer man.
Yeah, I need a cape and some spandex according to Fusion. All right, but with that, why don't you guys you do the outro thing? At this, if you can muster the remaining strength before you go to let everyone know where they can find you.
I believe in you, Ethys. I believe in you.
This is the longest that I've actually been out of bed and sitting up all week. So, thank you everyone for being patient with me. I really appreciate it. I know we haven't been streaming in a hot minute, but I'm hopefully going to be back at it this weekend if I can survive. I'll be fine. I don't mean for anyone to worry about me. You can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, all the places, Ethys Asher. And go have a look at some photos from PAX Australia. And like I say, hopefully I'll be streaming again the next couple of days. So thank you very much. Good to see you.
All right, and Slyh, you're up next. What you got going on, buddy?
Well, I've been playing a little bit of Nier Automata, getting ready.
Getting near the tomato.
Nearly getting to the tomato.
I get it, nearly. And you hated me for it.
Also, finishing up Trails in the Sky the 3rd tonight, which means I'll finally be able to get to Cold Steel next Friday, which Cold Steel 3 comes out this month, so I won't be able to touch it until like maybe, I don't know, a few more months after I get through Cold Steel 1 and 2. So that's happening too. But yeah, twitch.tv/Slyakagreyfox, Twitter at Slythefox, our brand new fangled Discord, discord.gg/development room. Simple. And other places. And Haps, where can everybody find you? What are you doing with life?
You can find me, Sly, at Mr. Happy1227 on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Getting back in the YouTube grind a little bit. Some of it just news stuff, some of it thoughts videos. Just getting a little bit back into it. One thing we're going to be doing in the next several weeks is this bad boy. I went out and Ring Fit Adventure came out today, and I wanted to try it, and I did a level, and it's really good so far. It's fun. That's the big thing. It's actually fun. It's not just like tiring. So that's going to be a thing that we stream like an hour of or something a day for until 5.1 comes out. So that's going to be fun. I even got different ear cuffs for my headset because I want to be able to hear it, but I don't want to get stupid sweaty ear muffs. And then all day it's just they're just going to sit there and it's disgusting. So I have a separate set of earmuffs specifically for playing Ring Fit Adventure.
That's nasty.
Yeah, we don't want that. This thing was a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to this. And that's what my plan is. On top of, I got into Legends of Runeterra, but it's closing in like 2 days, so I gotta spend a little bit of time trying that out because I wanna build a mill deck. I like milling people. It's a lot of fun. All right, well, that's it for the show. So thank you again, everyone who came out to enjoy it. Hopefully you're looking forward to 5.1. We're doing a short post show so Ethys can go be human again. Yeah.
And go back into the grave.
Yeah.
Right.
And also, so as my girlfriend has said, put Aloha's bowl in the sink so it can soak, so he can be fed again, because he finished it during the show and not before it. So thank you everyone for hanging out. We will see you next Friday for the next episode. For the preliminary patch note show. So that's what the plan is. Thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next week.
We'll still be here for a short post show, like 5 minutes. Bye-bye.
Bye.